Okay, so myself and Luna Harpy here have both finished Shadow of the Erdtree and, of course, the main story in Elden Ring. And we're here to give you a quick spoiler review discussion about our thoughts and experiences with the game. And I'm going to let Harpy start by telling me about her experience, a few thoughts.
So Elden Ring is my very first Soulsborne game. So this is my first time experiencing like FromSoft DLC or anything like this with Elden Ring, and I really enjoyed it. I loved it. Couldn't be happier, and I play it all the
Are you planning on playing
so
any of the other games from Soft by any chance?
I'm gonna give him a chance. I at one point played a little bit, I want to say like maybe 2 hours of Dark Souls 1, and I did like it. It was a little difficult. I was kind of weirded out that I couldn't like jump properly. You have to do like a weird running kick kind of thing and stuff, but I am planning on going back and playing
I
some
think
of
it's
the
pretty dated. I played Dark Souls 1, I played Dark Souls 3, Bloodborne, Sekiro. I played a lot of them. I'll be very honest, I don't like Dark Souls 1. I don't think it's aged very well at all. It's
Wow.
gonna be a hot
Okay,
take. I know a
okay.
lot of people love that game. I know it's out of nostalgia because there's so many quality of life choices missing from it.
Yeah.
I prefer Dark Souls 3 if I had to replay. Well, one thing's right, you can't fast travel between bonfires until like the very
Mhm.
end of the game, like
So
the
it's like,
last area,
what's
which
the
like,
fucking point? Yeah.
yeah.
I mean, I guess the idea is,
It makes it
I'm
annoying
assuming
though,
it's
because you
more
have like
linear.
NPC side quests you need to backtrack for, and you have to run all the way back to get to
Oh,
them.
yeah.
And
That
it's
is
a
pretty,
big
yeah,
game.
quality of life stuff. I mean, it's their first one, right?
It is,
So,
yeah. I can forgive. Oh, second,
the
they
first
did
Dark
Demon Souls,
Souls.
but yeah, I can forgive them for
Yeah.
that. But like they did by Dark Souls 3, I think they got it right. But yeah, I played Shadow of the
Yeah.
Erdtree and Elden Ring as well. I think this might be my favorite. It was previously Bloodborne. I do really like Sekiro. I think Elden Ring just might be my favorite out of all of them.
Yeah, I feel like a lot of people love Bloodborne. I want to give it a go, but for right now, Elden Ring it's been my bread and butter.
So like I played like Dark Souls and stuff. I never finished Dark Souls 1 and 3, but when I got to Bloodborne, I played it right to the
Mm.
end, loved it, and then I went back and played Dark Souls 3 and did that
Yeah,
again.
I gotcha. Yeah, it's just that good. Yeah, Elden Ring is just I really, really love it. And I frequently play with the seamless co-op mod because currently in Elden Ring you can only summon people for certain like areas and boss fight stuff. So if
And
you
they
wanted to
kick
play
you
with a
out straight
friend, if I'm like,
after as well.
yeah. I'm like, hey, Obi, help me beat this boss. Let's vibe. Let's have fun. You can only do it shortly, and then you can get invaded and stuff, and it's a little bit irritating. So there is a mod for it. I played that way too, but I have recently, I just did a complete playthrough with Shadow of the Erdtree, complete ending, finally, all on my own. Soloed Millennia. Round of applause. That's my first time doing that. Let's go. But yeah, I really like it, and I'm probably gonna play this for the next 10 years. I just love it so much.
All right, do you have a favorite and least favorite part about Elden Ring?
Something that I both like and dislike about Elden Ring is how the story and the lore aren't spoon fed to you. Sometimes I really like it, and sometimes I get confused and frustrated. So, for example, a lot of like NPC quest lines and a lot of the story and stuff are all hinted at when you read like item descriptions. Sometimes I'm kind of like one track mind. I want to go fight things. I want to go put on some cool armor. I'm running around. I forget. I don't remember to go check back with people, and sometimes some of the quest lines can be like time before Melina does over here, and sometimes it gets a little bit confusing. But other times, I find that to be a good method of storytelling as well. Like they're not holding your hand. Certain world events are just gonna happen, and you can affect certain things. So it's like a love-hate relationship. Sometimes I'm like, oh, that was so well done, and then other times I'm like, wait, what the fuck is going on?
I know, I think I agree with you on that, because one of my least favorite things has been how it doesn't like track your progress on stories, like quest lines and stuff, especially side quest. And there are times I played games like Bloodborne and stuff where I'll do something and I'm not real, it's completely unrelated to this NPC, but because I didn't go check back in on
Mhm.
them, they are now dead. And like you get
Yeah,
locked
and you're
out
like,
of so many
okay,
quest lines. Like, how are you related to this
right.
one thing? And I think Shadow of the
Mhm.
Erdtree did it the worst. I think I hated that the most because you get to a certain point in the game and a little pop-up comes up and now everyone's quest line has moved forward. And if you haven't spoken to him before
Yeah.
that happened, you've now just skipped a
Yeah.
big chunk of the game.
I completely miss talking to like a majority of the NPCs in the DLC because of that. I was so excited to see the
And I
map.
don't want to be
I
like
was looking at
following a
new.
walkthrough or a guide while I'm doing this either. I still want to do it naturally, but if you
Yeah.
do that, you end
Yeah.
up missing a good 50%, I think, of what I missed. And I think, like, do you know what? I paid for this
Yeah.
whole game. I want to play it.
Right.
Why am I
And it's
playing
like
half of it?
it was just the thing that happens in the DLC is what the Great Rune shatters. And I think is that just fine? Does that just
No,
happen
it's basically it happens when you get to the
when
Shadow
you
Keep.
walk up? Okay,
So if
okay.
you
And it's
don't
like
go to the Shadow Keep, it won't happen. So so that's when you can like you're supposed to do the entire map apparently before you go to that spot.
Right, like, I'm sorry, I wanted to wander, I wanted to find some new items, maybe there's, like, a weapon here, a crypt, I don't know, I'm exploring, what the fuck? Like, and we were kinda punished for it because you cross a line and there's no going back. So I miss talking to a whole bunch of NPCs, like, I realized by the end when I was talking to other people and, like, watching you stream Final Boss, I had like 0 summons. There's a part where a bunch of people come up and like are fighting you and whatever. I had like no one fighting me and I had no one on my side.
Oh, do you mean the Needle Light leader fight?
Yeah, yeah.
I think that's one of the coolest fights in the entire game as well. It's like a straight up free for all. It's like, holy cow, this is awesome. No, honestly, it is one of the coolest fights, especially when you do get the summons, because they all have like their own unique voice lines when they come in to help you, and it feels like an epic fight.
Yeah, I saw you summoning Ansbach for the final part of the final boss, and I was like, what? I'm like, who is this guy? What's going on? Like, I felt like that kind of sucked me because, like you said, I want to experience this. I don't want to follow a guide. It's my very first playthrough. The DLC just came out. I'm excited. I want to be, diving in.
What did you think about the reveal of the final boss in the DLC? Did you think it came out of nowhere for you?
The final boss?
Yeah, the fact that it was Radahn.
It was kind of out of nowhere. I
think it's right. For me, I did the quest with Red Knight Freya and Ansbach, and they tell you that Miquella has Mohg's body, and Redmane Freya tells you about Miquella's plan to revive Radahn. And then it's like you get two separate things. Oh, I can piece it together. He's going to use his body to revive that, but because you missed that part, I think I think you might have skipped those NPCs because obviously this quest advanced without you. Yeah. So because you didn't speak to him.
Yeah, I missed.
You have to talk to him like 8 times as well.
Yeah, it was really confusing for me. I was just like, okay, what's going on here? Why is Radahn back? Who's in what? Like, I was a little confused by that, and part of it could be very well my fault for not talking to people enough. But I also feel like whatever, their quest lines ended. My bad. Like, what was I supposed to do about it? I don't know.
It's one of those things where if you're not following it like a walkthrough or something, you're literally getting a lesser experience for it. But you shouldn't have to play a game and constantly look like to a second screen for a walkthrough to see what to do next.
And you shouldn't have to watch other people play everything and stuff. Another little pet peeve, if I'm gonna nitpick, is how the shadow, whatever you want to call them, fragment are placed in the world, because that's also kind of like random and it's an exact amount. Unlike other things where I could be like, oh, I know there's a somber smithing stone around these caves. Let's go here and I'll pick up like 3 or 4, and you kind of pick up not an exact number. You'll have extras of something. But with the fragments, if you wanted to get to the maximum blessed area, there's a guy carrying a
I missed all the Shadow Tree blessings and the dudes carrying the pot because it looked like random enemies that you'd walk past.
Yes, they're like a little sparkly. We thought, because my husband and I were playing like side by side on our own games, and we thought that all of the guys, because he killed one, the guy with the pot on his back dropped him. We're like, oh shit, kill those guys, and then some of them weren't dropping, and I'm like, what is it's nonsense, it's random. So that was kind of weird. Like, I almost wish that they were all placed at like a church.
I looked up a walkthrough after I got onto the end part of the game, and it turns out all the ones I did miss, all the Shadow Tree fragments, were the ones in bots that dudes would carry, because I just ride past them on my horse. I'm not going to stop and kill every single thing.
I missed some on the hippos, because I didn't realize that hippos had some, because after I fought the hippo boss, I was like, I'm just walking, I don't want to fight you, like whatever. But that's something that's beautiful and that I love normally about Elden Ring, is like you can kind of decide on what you want to fight and what combat you want to avoid. You can just run past all the little guys, or you can take your time and just spend hours.
The whole Shadow Tree fragment gameplay thing as well is taken from Sekiro. So in Sekiro, you don't have runes and stats that you level up. You just have prayer beads, and when you get 4, you can increase your attack and health. And obviously that's how it works. So you get a prayer bead for beating a boss, and then you can find them in the world and stuff. So that is kind of probably where they got the idea from, in a sense, where you can choose how difficult you want to make it by choosing to get these items or not.
See, and overall I do like it, because I also like that you're able to, like, if you pick up the fragments and get the blessings, you can go back and forth between the DLC and everything. Like at one point I got a new weapon in the DLC, and I was like, oh shit, I need smithing stone. I went back and it was fine. Like, it was completely balanced.
I think it's good for keeping it balanced that way. You're not overpowered for any of it, no matter when you start it.
Exactly. And you can go back. So I prepared a character before the DLC, played almost to the end. I was at the final boss of it was like Elden for the vanilla playthrough, and then I got to Shadow of the Erdtree, did all that, and then I came back and beat the final boss. I was like, okay, that was nowhere near as fucking difficult as Consort done, but okay. It was like we were up to 100, and then I was like, okay, let me go finish the actual game, and it was like, this is a 2 on the difficulty.
I think the problem with Elden Beast is just a tedious fight, and I'm glad they let you summon the horse for it now,
Oh
because
my
it took
God,
forever.
okay. My husband has said since the beginning, he was like, this was built like a dragon fight. This was built Elden Beast. You're supposed to be on torrent. Like he was swearing on his life. He's like, the way you jump over things, you're supposed to rush up to him. Why don't you have torrent? This was built just like a torrent
It was
fight.
artificially difficult by making you not use the horse. It's like, hey, imagine having a reskinned dragon, but without the horse this time.
Right, like, okay, pain in the ass, I guess, whatever. But now you have, so...
Which is a shame, because the Radagon fight was badass, and then you got that big, lame, flowed, like, slugfest at the end. Like, you could have just ended it at Radagon, that would have been hype.
Yeah, I also am not the biggest fan of Elden Beast. It's kind of weird. It's like, let me fight an amoeba dragon. I don't know. Like, whatever. But I don't know, maybe I'm nitpicking a little too much, because I also thought that the final cutscene of the DLC, so that is after you...
Oh, the memory with Miquella.
Yes, Miquella's like, oh, we'll make the world a kinder place, and you'll be my consort. And it's like, we knew that. I heard this already. Why am I seeing? Oh, the end. Okay. I was just kind of like staring off. Like, what was the point of that? Okay. And
a lot of people were let down by that ending.
Yeah, I thought it was kind of lame. It was anticlimactic, 100%. And then I didn't watch the trailers when they came out. That exact scene was in it. I watched it after. They showed every single boss fight in there, and I was like, I'm so fucking glad this wasn't all spoiled for me. They're like, let's put in the last.
The weird spot is, of course,
game.
in true FromSoft fashion, the biggest plot drop was from, if you look at Radagon's lore and the helmet that you get after you kill him in the end, it tells you the reason Melania went to fight him at the very opening was to get him for Miquella.
Oh, see, I didn't even know that. That's what I'm talking about.
He was hidden in the lore of the helmet you can get for killing him.
Why didn't I wore his helmet at one point, because I was like, oh, hell yeah. You get a lion's mane or whatever, and I'm like, why didn't I didn't read every item, so I didn't get all the lore.
And that was more satisfying than the ending cutscene we got, because it tells us more about the game.
Reading the text of a fucking gave you more. Yeah, but overall, I really loved and enjoyed all the weapons, fights. They were really cool. I had boss fights that I didn't burn in Shadow of Erdtree, but overall, I still it was 9 out of 10 for me. I really liked it. And I think it's stunning. I think it was a ton of content, and I've never paid that much for DLC in my life, and I think it was worth it.
Plus, I think Elden Ring as a game in general is just going to age a lot better than most games, because it has really strong art direction. If you look at games like Call of Duty, they're hyper realistic, but they have one every year. If you look at the Call of Duty game from 4 years ago, it looks like trash now, when it was a cutting edge hyper realistic game at the time. 10 years from now, Elden Ring's going to look amazing still.
Yeah, they age that. If it's trying to be photorealistic, it's probably going to age like shit.
It is, yeah.
But yeah, the art and the beautiful soundtrack and everything like that stuff is just going to be gold for years to come. Oh, that's another thing about the DLC I wanted to talk about, was I thought that the music was like chef fucking kiss. I can only, if you ask me, what's Millennia's music? What's when you're fighting regular Radahn? What hum it right now and be like, I don't fucking know. But there were so many bops in the DLC.
You're thinking of Midra's theme, aren't you?
Yeah.
That was a hype boss fight.
So fucking good. And the thing about Midra too, I think a lot of the bosses in the DLC extremely fast paced. They teleport in your face. They jump right at you. They're like, so you don't have time to fucking summon. You're trying to summon? Get the hell out of here. That's not happening today. Midra was normal. He felt like a regular boss, and I loved that. And he was fucking sick. The whole fight was really cool. I loved that one. I think I got him in 2 or 3 tries, and I was like, that's how it should feel. I love this.
Is there any boss that you hated specifically in the DLC as well?
Yes, Gaius. I think that was his name, right?
Gaius is the worst boss.
Yeah. Fucking hate him. And then Consort Radahn. I didn't have much fun with it. It took me a very long time. Took me about 5 or 6 hours. And I did that over the course of 3 or 4 days. I decided I was going to be stubborn, and I was like, I'm not changing my weapon build. I was using Eleonora's pole blades.
Yeah.
1 in each hand. I would jump and do jump attack damage, and I was bleeding. And I had a mimic doing the same thing. And I was like, keep getting him. I can bleed him. We can do this. I was like, I'm not changing stuff. I'm not going to go get a cheesy build. I'm not going to go do this. Fuck this. I'm going to kill you. I was not going to go change my whole build for it. Because some people were telling me, oh, just use this sword and it'll be easy. No.
I don't like cheesing bosses either. I'd rather do it myself. And I was also stubborn. I was determined to do it on stream, so I still didn't do it in my own time. And obviously, I had to make sure I recorded what I need to. Yeah. Even though I was doing silly builds halfway through it, so I was like, you know what? Let's try and kill him with a cannon.
Yeah, yeah, you were like mixing it up a lot. You were like, oh, let's do pots, let's do this and stuff. So that was pretty fun to watch because I was like, never trying that. I will never do that. So it was cool to see.
And so it got to a point where I
Yeah.
tried it off stream. I was like, do you know what? Okay, there is a way I can do it really easily, but it's going to be boring to watch, and I'm going to wear ugly armor to do it. That's not really fun. This is Fashion Souls.
That's the thing. Yes, Fashion Souls is so fucking real. By the way, you probably don't want to hear it. There is a mod for transmogrifying your armor and stuff. So you could.
I mean, I did the whole
on-
game vanilla. I've done the DLC vanilla. I'm probably going to mod it now that I've done it.
Yeah, now you can. So you could wear like the ugly outfit. I didn't play modded, so when I was fighting the guy, I had, what's his name? The white mask on. And I looked so fucking cursed when I killed Consort Radahn.
The fact that the white mask looks so ugly is the reason why I don't do a bleed build.
But if you have the mod on, you can put on a fucking cool ass hat while still doing the bleed damn stuff. So that'll be for the future. But yeah, Fashion Souls is legit. I'm like, I don't understand the lore. I'm not following a story. I'm here to look cool and kill people. That's it. That's all I want to do.
Alright, what about the base game? Do you have a favorite boss and least favorite boss for that one as well?
Ooh, I have to think about that. Favorite and least favorite boss. Who do I like? I have no fucking clue.
I mean, while you're thinking about that, I'll give you my favorites from the DLC. So my favorite boss from the DLC has to be Bell the Dread, purely because I got such a fucking badass character. It had a great storyline going for it, and the fight was epic. It was so hype.
Bale!
Curse you, Bale!
Oh,
He's such a hater.
Your hide.
The hail of harpoons.
That voice actor.
His second phase was also
hard.
So fucking hype as well when he gets those fucking spectral wings.
Yeah. No, that was a really good boss fight. And
how did you find that fight when you did it?
I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it a lot. It was one of those times where like I rarely feel like scared or uneasy or anxious or something, but there was something like red in my stomach when I walk in and I'm like, oh hello. He's so fucking massive. You can only target his head. He's scary as fuck.
And he's on you instantly as well.
Yes. And then you've got Igon just going off. He's monologuing. I'm like, okay, King,
he's not doing any damage, but his monologue is fucking hype.
I think he has a chance to stagger him. So like,
when I did it, he missed every single shot.
No, he took a while for me. He had to yap and yap, but once he got it out, he was actually really helpful. Between me and the mimic and him, I was like, okay.
There's a bit in the second phase of the Bell boss fight. Do you know when he laps around the stage and he hits you from all directions, right?
Yeah.
Did you manage to avoid that?
I think I was just running aimlessly.
So there's a boss in Kingdom Hearts 2 that when you get him down to his final phase, he does a move where he goes around the stage and hits you from all directions, and it's like an instant kill move. And the way you avoid that is by running in the opposite direction of him. And it's the exact same in the Bell fight. Like, I know how to avoid this. Just run in the opposite direction of him.
They were okay. So the game devs are like replaying Kingdom Hearts 2, and they're like, write that down. They're like,
I just remember I was stuck on that boss
there.
for so long until I figured out you just gotta run in the opposite direction.
Yeah, that was something that I had to learn with just Elden Ring in general. Like, it's a long time to stop being stubborn and learn when to run in and run away. Because a lot of times I was like, I'll just roll. Like, I'll just do a roll real quick, and then I would fuck. So
I think that's why I hated Consort Radahn so much. Because in the first phase, he does the same moves in both phases. But in the first phase, you can roll in. Second phase, you gotta roll out because he has this follow-up like light beam attack that will get you if you go in.
I've got fucking 4 hours of my thumb trained to roll in, bitch. Stop. I was having dreams about fighting Consort Radahn where I was like, roll. He haunted me. I'm so glad I'm fucking done with that.
Plus my build was like a heavier build as well, so I could never run away from that big explosion move that Michaela does. But alright, do you want to tank
really?
it?
You can run it.
You can run, but you have to start running immediately. If you don't start immediately and he's doing it on you, you might as well I mean, I can block him. My block was high enough that I can actually stop like most of the damage. But
I read a thing before about how if you're hetero, block. And if you're queer, you dodge.
I did actually have a second strategy that I did do, where, do you know the Ash of War Raptor of the Mist? I can dodge it.
No. What is that one?
Basically, your character, if he gets hit, does a whole teleport behind you, nothing personal, kid.
Oh.
So if you do it at the time it explodes, you basically end up above Radahn. And you can do jumping heavy attack on him.
Holy shit, I like that.
I felt that was too easy, so I never did it. I tried it once, and you know what? This is too easy.
Nah, too easy, too easy.
I don't want to
Actually,
cheese the fight.
your final fight with him where you beat him was pretty funny to me because
The one where he just
your
pieced out and
mimic
left.
rotted him, right? So he's like, I actually thought that was really cute. I liked it when Radon at the very end, if you get him super low concert, he does the thing from his first boss fight where he comes up and he crashes down like a fucking meteor from the sky. And I was like, oh, that's cute. It's the old fight and stuff, but it scared me bad. It was hilarious that he died up there for you. He's like, okay, bye.
I was running, hang on, there's no explosion, he's dead.
It was kind of anticlimactic, but it was also fucking gold. It was hilarious. I was glad to see that live. That was pretty awesome. Yeah, shout out to you. I can't play Elden Ring and like concentrate while streaming. I feel like it's really hard. I have
you gotta be sweating it, right?
Yeah,
Control
I'm either talking to chat or I'm I can't do both. I don't know how you do it. So GG. But yeah, my least favorite bosses were Gaius and Radon, and then I'm trying to think who would be my favorite from Vanilla. I kind of liked this is gonna sound stupid. I have a soft spot for Margit.
Oh, that's valid.
I think my soft spot for him though is because I learned a lot about Elden Ring because I just ran in like I don't know, I maybe put one level into Vigor and I was like, okay, here we are, boss fight, this is fine. And then he handed mine to me and I was like, what the fuck is with this ugly ass guy that's yelling at me about being foul tarnished? Like, what the fuck? And then I learned, like that taught me, just like the tree sentinel when you first walk out and you're like, what the hell? You're getting your ass kicked. It's like you're allowed to leave and come back. They're teaching you, like, you have to go explore a little bit and then come back here. You're not, some people, sure, you can walk in and, you know, no hit run, kill these boss stuff, but he taught me things.
What about least favorite? Do you have one that you really just don't like?
No, I feel like cop out to say Millennia. Like I don't think she was that bad. Really, I played. I fought her a bunch when I was playing co-op, so I think I got my experience with her, like watching her waterfowl dance other people.
Yeah,
and I was like, oh, okay. Like I'm not getting hit. I can literally observe and learn while she's doing that. So then when I went to vanilla run go against her, it took me like 5 tries, and I was like, okay, I thought you were so fucked up. But I think I just kind of like learned of experience. She's probably the most irritating since she heals hit. Like that fucking sucks. Yeah. It's really annoying. I hate anyone with like
I love her design though. Like I can't hate her design.
Oh,
she
definitely.
looks badass.
She's fucking sick. All the rot butterflies and stuff, like, oh my god, and the cool flowery thing. That's another thing. Like, you have to just keep fucking playing to learn it. If you're not watching a guide or like a playthrough, and the phase 2 happens, you're getting fucking destroyed. And it's like, oh, okay, I'll try this again later. Like, holy shit. No, she's really cool. But I hate anyone with 2 health bars too. That gets me. I don't think I think there was somebody with 2 health bars, right?
Melania did have 2.
Yeah.
And then there was obviously Renala as well.
Oh yeah, I think I lucked out on her, by the way. I went against her like 2 or 3 times and I beat her like really early, lead, and I never saw her moon spell stuff. And later I was watching other people play and I was like,
you never got hit by the Kamehameha.
yeah, and I was like, never saw that. I never dealt with that. Fuck.
I really like the design of her first phase, which is just a puzzle. And I kind of wish they did more bosses like that, but the one time they did it was like, kind of once you figured it out, it's kind of, tedious after that.
I think that's the case a lot of the bosses. It's like, well, once you have it, you're gold. You have it. Except for Consort Die. I will bitch about him forever.
If I had to pick a least favorite from the vanilla, I think kind of a cop-out answer. Do you know when you do the Catacomb, then you get the repeat of the bosses in those?
Oh, yeah.
I wasn't a fan of how often the same bosses were being reused.
I agree with that. That makes me think I also
at one point they just fucking copy and pasted Mo and they used Margaret like 3 times at some point. Like
right, or you're like, okay, it's a pumpkin.
Oh, it's
head.
Godric again, okay.
Okay, it's 2 pumpkin heads. Right. And it's like, God, it's one of those cat things. What are they called? The one oh, this is 2 of them now. Oh, shit.
The cat totally not dogs, right? The watchdogs. They're definitely cats.
Watchdog. Yeah, and I'm like, bruh, do y'all know what a dog is?
No, I think the hardest boss for me would have to be Electo, the Evergel, one near Rani's Rise. The
Oh,
one where you get Black
I don't
Knight Tish.
remember. Okay, I don't remember
Did you not
Electo.
get the summon for Black Knight Tish? Because everyone fucking loves that summon.
Mm-mm.
I call her my goth GF whenever I bring her in.
Oh shit,
I'd
no.
say
See,
she's better than the Mimic.
that's another beautiful thing about Elden Ring is like I've got, I don't know, 300 hours into it and there's still like little nooks and crannies I've never.
There's an Evergel right next to Rani's Rise, or the
Mhm.
leader of the Black Knight Assassins. And you can't use
Oh.
summon. And in the Evergels, you can't use summons, so you can't use the Mimic
Mhm.
against her either. That's why I found her difficult. Like more so than
Yeah.
Concept Redon, because I can use the Mimic against him.
Yeah. Damn.
Great summon though. I'd recommend getting it. I've used her so much.
Okay, for me, this will be a good segue for one of my favorite. Like, I don't know if she does she count as an NPC. I like the classic, one of the first ones you get, Aurelia the jellyfish. I feel like she's so
She has
good.
her own
She's
storyline. She's got a sister and everything.
Yes, and that's one of my favorite little quest lines, and it makes me fucking sob. Like she wants stars. Like if you read her spirit ashes, she's prone to tears and looking for her family, and it's like, oh my god. And then you bump another jellyfish talking, and you're like, wait, what? And they're like, I miss
Yeah, I
my
didn't realize that until
sister.
that one was talking. Oh, hang on, I've got a jellyfish. Do you guys want to become friends?
Right. And it was like, oh shit, they're actually sisters. And then something I didn't know until later was if you go back to that like stargazing area where you find the little stir jellyfish, there's two graves with their names on it. And it's like they never saw the stars. Bruh. I don't know who the fuck Mikola, Millennia, Malina, Malekith, Moog. I don't know anything about any of these bitches, but that jellyfish like makes me want to cry. That story. Oh, right in the heart.
Okay, do you have a favorite and least favorite NPC or like, quest line then?
I do. Okay. One of my faves gotta be Bach, the
MVP Bach.
seamster.
Dude who ruins all of your outfits by taking the cape off him.
Yeah, by the way, he doesn't know, he has no fashion sense, but it's okay because I love him anyway. I cherish him. I feel like his voice and his demeanor are just like so fucking sweet. He wants to repay you, so he goes and finds like stuff to help you. He's like, here's a mushroom. I don't know. He's so fucking cute. And then later he's like, am I ugly, master? And you can decide whether you tell him to fuck off and die because he's so ugly, or if you have the little prattling pate, you go, you're beautiful. I love it. That makes me cry too. You assure him that he's beautiful the way he is. I'm like, oh, I love it. It's so cute. Bach is pretty ugly, but you can tell me. I think, do I have a least favorite NPC?
I'm sure you have a least favorite.
Oh, like half of them. They annoy me. They betray me. I can't kiss anybody. I don't know. What comes to mind is the great Kenneth Height. Oh, that pompous fucking, like I hear him up there and I'm like, you're dead. Like I'm gonna murder hobo this so hard. You have annoyed me already. And then Igon's probably a favorite too, just because he's like such a professional hater that it sustains him. So fucking good. Oh, and I can't stop. Oh, hold on. What's her name? Is it Latenna or is it a different? The girl with low,
Yeah.
the one with bow. There's two with a name. They're both very similar with bow. I can't remember if it's Latenna or,
The one with
but
the
I
wolf,
like
yeah.
her a lot. She's a Shadowheart's voice actress. I find that one kind of pulls on my heartstrings too because she talks about her wolf dying and it's her other half is gone from her soul or whatever, and I'm like, I love it. There's a lot of gems in this game. How about you? Favorite and least favorite NPCs?
One I didn't expect was, you know, the whole Bloody Finger quest line with Eleonora, and you find out that the link between her and Rakshasa, that I was looking for them, like why they were like, because they used to be lovers and stuff. I thought that was like really cool touch.
Yeah, that's actually right. It's like, hold on, there's more to this than I realized.
Yeah, because at first you're like, oh yeah, I'm just killing these people and taking their badass weapon. And you're like, oh, okay, there's more to it. And then he shows up later as fucking Shabriri, right?
Yeah. And I was like, wait. Is this the guy with the grapes? Like,
oh, the twist with the grapes was great. With you feeding them to that girl.
I know what the grapes are. I don't know why they're named after him.
Oh, do you know? Okay,
Like,
so basically, he had his eyes gouged out because he was a piece of shit. And then the three fingers like made him the Lord of Frenzy Flame, and he had those burning eyes instead. And that's how madness manifests, right?
Yeah.
In the eyes.
That's I like that a lot. That should be
the village basically had so much. They had enough of his shit. They gouged his eyes out because they were fed up of him.
Imagine being so shitty that you have your eyes out, like my guy. But feeding them to that blind girl was so bad. Oh my god.
The fact that you're willingly giving her eyeballs as well. She's like munching on them.
That's the other thing, because she was talking about how people gave them to her and they were making like weird sounds or whatever. I'm like, what is fucking going on in the Elden Ring world where some girl's like, hello, I can't see. Do you have
The
any
people
grapes?
giving them
And
to
someone's
her
like,
were insane people plucking their eyes out and giving them to her.
madness is like legit. It's aptly named because of what the fuck? I don't understand everything about the lore, but what I do know, it shakes me to my core, okay? Like, what the fuck were they thinking? Oh man.
I mean, it's even more the deeper you go into it, because madness is actually, not the most evil option there either. Like, it's actually, like, the way the frenzy flame works is, like, the greater world used to be this one great, which is this one big thing, and everything was nice, and then it got shattered, and that split up into all these things. Now there's suffering and pain in the world, and the frenzy flame's like, hey, what if everyone was under my control and we fixed it again?
It sounds like Mikola. I don't know. Everybody wants to fix the world in some way, and the moral of the story is can't fix anything. Might as well kill it. I don't know. That's nuts to me. It's such a wonderful fucking game. And like I said, I have so many hundreds of hours into it, and there's still little things that I haven't seen, or I'll be watching someone else, and I'm like, wait, what? Where the fuck are you on the map where you saw that? Like, huh?
Yeah, I really want to do a New Game Plus of the DLC specifically, just so I can finish those quests I never did.
Yeah. What is the name of the school? Carrion with Renala.
Raya Lucaria, yeah.
Yeah. So I go there all the time. I feel like I was pretty thorough with it. I will like kill everything, go back, do stuff. I can every like nook and cranny. And I really enjoy that area a whole lot. I was watching someone who's streaming it and they went like up and around and there's a whole nother like room and stuff with other items in it. And I was like,
it's wild because it feels like, I'm glitching the game by jumping to a platform I shouldn't be on the way. Oh no, I'm supposed to go there. I'm supposed to go out of bounds to get to this one area, to get this one item.
That's another thing too that Elden Ring does perfect. Chef's kiss is they don't point blatantly neon gamer paint at you. They'll be like, oh, here's a can. Like you just if you're ever stuck or lost, like you're in a dungeon or you're going in like a certain direction or something, you're like, where do I go? Look for a lantern, look for a candle. It's like just the tiniest little hint. And it's like, oh, there was a ladder back there. All I had to do was look for some light. They don't say, hey, cloud, bright yellow paint, climb that cloud. Can you see? There's gamer paint. That's a ledge. Grab the paint. We've painted it. Jesus fucking Christ. Like, thanks for not hand holding because that's over the top. And it completely pulls you out of, like, my immersion is totally broken when there's something like that going on where they're like, hey, by the way, it's a video game. I'm like, okay, well, all that eerie audio and all that cool stuff going on that like brought me here where I'm completely sucked in. I broke it. So good job, Elden Ring. Thank you for the little fucking candles. I love that.
And I love the level design as well for a lot of things. Well, I think the way that the one where they actually peaked in was Midra's Manse, because the whole level told you a story about Midra becoming the Lord of Frenzy Flame, and it's like fucking dope as all hell.
Yeah, it really is. It's also really fucking spooky.
Dude is one major hoarder. That's how you know he's insane.
Look, he had his issues. He had something going on. I'm like,
hygiene issues,
okay.
Yes, I agree. I felt filthy walking through it.
Look, he liked books and shit. I don't know. He had junk everywhere, yeah. I was about to leave the manse because at the beginning there's like two, what are they called? Those big like knight guys that are kind of like gold white or whatever. And they're pretty tough. And I was like, I shouldn't hear. This is too hard. And it was like, oh, that was it. Like I had a harder time with those two guys in like a little tiny hallway than Midra himself. Okay.
I sprinted past those guys. Like, you know what? I can see the piss gate. I'm running through it.
I usually do at least like one run of an area where I take my time, I look around and I kill everything. And then once I get the idea, I'm like, oh, okay, there's going to be two guys hiding in the shadows there, one guy here, one guy at the top of the ladder. Then I know where to run. And then but I have to scope it out and I have to take my time. I don't run, okay? Running's for pussies.
He runs at them, not past them.
Yeah, like fight me, bro. I don't know. I get my ass handed to me by little ass all the time. I ask for it. That's my own problem.
You know, if I had a least favorite NPC, let me think, who would I pick as my least favorites? There's quite a few, like Celadus. He's a fucking dickhead. Nobody likes him.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there's a lot of people and gods and stuff that are like, okay, y'all are everyone here is fucked up or evil.
You know who
or
I'd say is
something.
one of my favorite NPCs? Technically, even bosses. I think OG Radahn is a really fucking cool boss fight. The Radahn Festival is really fucking cool. I think as a character, he's also just a really cool character.
Yeah, I think the idea in the story with him like holding everything up to gravity and like his little beloved horse, is that like I don't know, it's really
Yeah,
cool.
he had out of all the demigods, he's my favorite, and like I think the whole thing with his horse was so wholesome.
Yeah, it really was. It's so fucked sweet. Oh, I also really like Master Hugh. Layout charms and like I don't know. He also kind of broke my heart because he starts kind of like losing his memory and he was chained up there and he's like, this is just my life. Like I'm too afraid of the gods or whatever to leave. Like
I pretty much like almost every character from Ronnie's questline, apart from obviously Celovus. Like
mhm.
Blythe is fucking great. I love the shit out of him.
Oh yeah, I didn't understand what was going on with him, and then I was playing, and I was doing stuff with Ronnie, and then he was like, "Are you coming on to my girl?" And he attacked me, and I was like, "Oh, okay, whatever." I didn't understand
The whole
enough
thing
of.
about Blythe is it's the same as Malekith with Marika. So when someone becomes like an Empyrean who's going to become the next like god or whatever, the two fingers, which is obviously from the Greater World, they give them it's called a shadow. So Blythe was Ronnie's shadow. So his job was to protect him. Also, he can't disobey the Greater Will. So when Ronnie's plotting against the Greater Will, she has to sort of go around Blythe to do it. And when Blythe realizes she's going against the Greater Will, they're like, all right, now you gotta kill her. So they basically took control of him and said, right, now go kill Ronnie and the Tarnished because they fucked it all up.
That's fucked up, man. And stuff like that. Like a lot of these things, like you don't learn it right away. Like an NPC just doesn't state that to you. It's like you read things and you learn over time, and it's like, wait, what?
It's like imagine right, your parents give you a pet puppy, right? And they tell you if you disobey, the puppy's gonna kill you. All right, you got a pet puppy, your best friend for life, right? You know, one of the most powerful beings you can get on the land. But if you don't listen to what we're telling you, we're gonna have this puppy maul you to death.
I'd be like, okay.
Thanks for the free dog.
Thanks for the fucking dog. Please don't bite me. Oh man.
No, the lore is kind of wild like that.
Yeah, and that's what I mean is like I have played so much and there's still a lot where I'm like, what's going on with this? I need to watch an 8-hour lore video apparently to have stuff explained to me. I'm like, okay. But that's the thing too. You can completely enjoy the game and just play it in like whatever way you want to. You don't have to care about the NPCs. You don't have to learn it if you don't feel like it. Like, whatever. Just fucking play it how you want. It's not a very linear, like, go from point A to point B to here to here to here game. Like, the world is your fucking oyster. In fact, early on in my first playthrough, I got tricked by one of those treasure chest things and I got dumped into K-Lid, where I probably shouldn't be. And I was like, oh, what the fuck? They throw you around everywhere. And it's like,
Do you have any favorite locations or just favorite moments from the game that you can think of?
Oh, favorite location. I feel like that would have to be the DLC. Like there were some really pretty areas, like the coast, like that blue one. Oh man, it was fucking great. I hate anything rots.
I take it you're not a fan of the Lake of Rot then.
No. I'm fine. Like I don't even half the time I don't even use boluses or anything. Like I'll use my physic and just heal through things. I'm like, whatever. But it just irritates. Like, oh, it's so stinky in here. I just feel it. So no Lake of
I think my favorite has to be like the Eternal Cities, just in art design. But when you first discover them, it's like mind blowing because I was playing through the game. Hey, this game's got a pretty huge map, right? It's really detailed, right? And then you find this one elevator. It's like, oh, it's gonna take me to an optional like dungeon, like a castle. So let's go in that, and it keeps going and going. And you realize there's a whole other map underneath that. It looks fucking insane.
That is mind blowing. Yeah, the fact that so you start up and the map's like pretty Urinary or whatever, and it just like going or Limgrave, and then it's just going and going and going and going, and then it's like, oh, also we have under, and also we have over here. It's like Jesus, this is huge. Yeah, it was looking at one of the Eternal Cities for the first time was pretty sick, where it's like all purple and stars and stuff. You're like, whoa, what's going on down here? Oh, that's good stuff. Oh yeah, actually, I feel like weirdly a favorite little like mini boss would be who's the guy with the it's like a deer that keeps dying on you.
Oh, the one that was
Yeah, I like that one a lot. I think I have a screenshot of it somewhere. Yeah, like that thing for some reason was kicking my ass. Like I was playing it kind of early, and then I spent so much time like learning it and just listening to like the weird little sounds it was making, and I'm like, you know what? This is beautiful. This is fucking awesome. The music is kind of peaceful. I love it down here.
All right, do you have a favorite weapon or armor set as well?
Oh,
There's a lot of fashion souls in this.
Fuck, I can't pick. So there's somebody named Dry Leaf Dan in the DLC. He's another one where like
his hat is pretty sick.
Yes, I love his hat. That's my favorite hat. I wore that forever. That's another one where you had to read a note where he was like, if you see me, no words, just challenge me. And you had to do like an emote where you challenged him and then he'll fight you. So that was pretty cool. It's almost like kind of secretive, kind of. So I really liked his hat. But I cannot pick a favorite weapon. From the DLC, there was something called, I think, the backhand blade.
Oh yeah,
if I'm not mistaken. That one is so fun. You get two, when you dual wield it, you get two blades and you just like zip behind things, zip around them, and you can control the direction and you're like flying around, like killing things. I loved Romina. She was a really good too. I loved her thing.
I liked her design and everything.
She was like bug mommy. I was like, yo, you're hot, but also you're terrifying because you're like creepy crawly. But she had all the pretty
I don't know how I'm gonna do it, but I'm gonna smash. Not figured it out logistically yet, but it's gonna happen.
I feel like it would be pretty innovative. I don't think it's gonna take that much work. Her staff thing though was really fun. I was playing with that for a while because you can do the like the L2 or whatever it is, and you float around and you do all her rot butterflies and like you're floating really fuck. Those are sick. How about you?
Oh, it's gotta be the Black Blade because I used to kill every single boss, even fucking Consort Radahn in the end.
I've never even used that one, you know.
Have you not? Because it's got like the best effect in the entire game. Do you know what it does?
Is that the Death and Death guy thing?
Yeah, do you know what the actual effect does?
No.
It reduces the maximum health. So it makes the health bar smaller. So if you use it on a boss, it takes off a huge fucking chunk.
So what I'm hearing is you cheesed all the bosses.
Well, I couldn't do it really well against Consort Radahn because his second phase is like resistant to holy damage and it does holy damage.
Oh, yeah, that fucking sucks.
So during the second phase, I was like literally not doing any damage to him with it. But I suffered through because I love that sword.
You're like, I will do this.
I am not using my Firelight Greatsword. That looks lame.
I'm just a fan of, I will never, ever, ever use a shield. I really like bleed weapons as well. Like, I use the pole blades and I like whips and stuff.
I did my whole first playthrough using bleed weapons like the Rivers of Blood, so I'm doing my second playthrough as Strength and Faith instead, because the Faith spells are really fucking good. I did do Dex Intelligence before, so I used like sorceries and stuff. I thought they were okay, but like, I just
it's kind of hard to do sometimes, because things don't always give you time to like cast and stuff, so sometimes a little bit of a struggle.
They're okay, but they're more reliant on the staff that you're using as well, which is and how much FP you have, because some sorceries take up a lot. But I felt with incantations, they were a lot more fun, and they looked a lot cooler as well, especially the dragon ones. They looked so fucking cool, and they were so useful.
the dragon's very cool. All the like, I did like a rot roar one for a while. I liked I had some sort of faith build. I liked it. Whenever I'm doing something with like spells, I always have like a little bit of melee anyway. Well, what was I using? The like cipher patas. Have you seen those?
Yeah, I've seen those.
They're like little weapon, kind of like and it's faith, and you can do all spell stuff with it as well. And it's actually kind of sick. I always wanted to do a hook claw, and I haven't done that yet either, where you're like Wolverine. Like, I need to give that a go. There's such a variety, and it's like,
I like it. You have just so much option. You can go back and change whenever you want as well once you've got on the second boss.
Yeah. I've never actually like spent the time in respect or whatever, but because I always just make a new character.
I do it occasionally because what I want to do is like, oh, I've got a spell, but I'm like a few points short of that. Okay, let's take a few points out of like intelligence or something, put it in there.
Yeah, and just like kind of rebalance and stuff. No, it's really cool. There's so many ways to play. It's really fucking fun. And in one of my multiplayer runs, I'm currently playing like a faith-based character where I have healing spell, like one of the Erdtrees or whatever, and all of us, so 3 people total playing, we're all summoning those little skeleton shield warrior guys. So there's like 30 of them on the screen, and we just back off and we let them cook, and like a giant will just smash half of them. I run up and I heal. It's so fucking funny. Like there's so many ways to play this game that are all valid and they're all fun, and I love it. It's just so silly. I love it.
No, I like the summoning aspect. I know people are like, oh, if you summon, you didn't play the game, but like, bitch, I paid for the whole game. I'm gonna use everything. I'm gonna use every summon. I mix it up all the time.
So like I've already said, this is my very first Soulsborne game, and I've watched my husband play like pretty much everything else, like all the Dark Souls and Bloodborne and whatever and stuff, but I've never played any of these games before. So I was never part of the community. I don't understand that kind of mentality at all, where people are like, this game is hard. If you're utilizing an aspect of it, you're bad and you did it wrong.
My favorite thing is Miyazaki himself did an interview saying he uses summons and co-op because he's bad at the game and he likes doing it that way. Like, Motherfucker, the guy who made the game plays it the way that he thinks people should play
You're
it.
gonna tell him he's playing wrong, right? Like, is that really cheese? It's not like you're using a glitch or like a bug where you walk in and you point at a wall and it makes the boss
See,
die
these
or
same
something.
people are
Like,
like, oh,
that's
I
different.
soloed all of Dark Souls. Alright, cool. Did you do the whole fucking Capra Demon by standing on top of the stairs and poking him without him hitting you, like glitching like
You were doing
that?
for cheese where it's like, okay, good job. Like that wasn't exactly well earned either, my guy. If I want to use my mimic and we both want to bleed the boss, like so fucking be it. It's a feature of the game. It's put there for you to utilize. So I'm gonna fucking utilize it.
Plus,
Okay?
like, when I beat Consort Radahn, I did it the most funniest way possible. I only had my mimic without a weapon, so he's just throwing things at Radahn because it was funny, and I beat him that way. Like, yeah, I didn't give him a sword, I just gave him a shield so that he can occasionally block an attack if he uses it. And he's just yeeting pots from a distance, and it's fucking hilarious because he got him with Scarlet Rot twice.
Yeah. It's like, you know what? If it works, it works. Who fucking cares? Like I don't really get why people get all up in arms about using summons shit like that. It's very weird. Did you beat it no mimic? I don't know. Did you ever feel the touch of a woman?
I mean, I'd say doing it with a mimic that was useless was probably better because you're losing health to summon the mimic.
Oh yeah, that's true. That's true too. Like it's either FP for a different summon or your health for the mimic. So it's like it's balanced that way on fucking purpose. And all the DLC bosses felt like most of the teleported right to your face and stuff. So
Yeah, you don't get a chance to use any summons. You have to pick the right time to do it.
you had to find the opportunity, or like I did the bubble tier. So I'd walk into Radahn, Consort Radahn, roll once, summon, get hit, but not take any health. Any damn.
I think by the end, when I finally beat Gaius, I did it without a mimic because he just didn't give me a chance to summon it, so I just did it without.
Yeah. And that's another, like, that's totally valid too, is you're learning, like, where your opportunities are to even summon. And sometimes, yeah, you get so far in, you're like, wait, I'm not even going to bother. I'm not going to waste my time. I'm just going to kill his ass.
Do you know the thing that made me so mad about the Gaius boss fight? It's what you find afterwards and you realize how you could have done with that before the fight and not after.
Wait, what do you mean? Find?
Did you not find the area that he was protecting? There's like 5 Shadow Tree fragments there.
Oh, yeah. Wait, you could get there before you fought him?
No, you can't. It's like, I could have done with this before.
No, that was the only reason I didn't like fucking rage and quit the game or whatever. I was like, thank fucking God. We had a good reward. Like this was worth my time. Was he had a whole bowl of fragments. Yeah, I would have been like, okay, what was the point of this? And I was like, I feel like I have to beat this guy. Like there's some bosses you can walk away from, there's optional things. And I was like, he's driving me nuts. I'm gonna do this. I was determined. That's something also that I like about Elden Ring, because when I first started playing, I was getting frustrated at like every death. Like I was playing early on, I walked out, the big golden tree sentinel guy like on his horse killed me, and I'm like, what the fuck? And then I learned like, oh, that's a mechanic of the game. Like that's a big feature, is you're tarnished, you're supposed to come back. Like just, you can lose your runes, it's not a big deal. Don't cry about it, get going and keep going. Like it's fine. It's something I had to learn, was like, you're supposed to, it happens. Unless you're doing a crazy challenge run where you are doing a no-hit
DDR dance mat or something.
Yeah, like it's fine. This is just, it's part of the game and it's expected. Like it doesn't mean you're complete ass. It's fine. You can die.
Right, do you have any like closing thoughts about the game then? Anything else you might want to mention?
No, I can't think of anything. Just yeah, I really enjoy Elden Ring a whole lot. I'll probably be playing it for the next 15 years. And it's encouraging me to go check out like the older, but I feel like Elden Ring is just so polished. It's so good. Chef's kiss.
No, I agree. I think it is the best game they have put out. Like I played a lot of their other games, like Armored Core. In fact, the first FromSoft game I played was like a fucking GameCube game called Lost Kingdom 2, which is like a card game, which is like before anyone else even knew what FromSoft were. So I can be like, oh yeah, you're not a real fan. You never played this one really niche.
You're like, actually,
You've never played Kingsfield on the PS1.
Yeah, you were playing the 1993 Kingsfield. Yeah, whatever. Right. You're not a true fan. Also a mimic, and you summoned, and so Bob.
No, I quite like the games. I think their previous games as well, they're all very good, but like with different reasons to Elden Ring. So like Bloodborne and Sekiro, I think they're both really fucking good and worth playing just for their own like merits. And I think their linear games also quite good. Like I like linear games. I don't want to have like a fucking open world for everything, especially when it doesn't work, because there are so many open world games that shouldn't even be open world. Like what was the point?
Yeah. They're not like rich in any way or rewarding. It's kind of like, all right, I'm overwhelmed and confused.
The only difference it makes is like they're making it take longer to get from point A to point B, which is the case for a lot of Assassin's Creed games. I'm allowed to shit talk Assassin's Creed. Ubisoft partnered with me, so I'm allowed to.
Hashtag Ubisoft partner.
Hashtag Ubisoft creator. Hashtag ad. They're paying me to talk shit about them.
Hashtag promotion. I hate these games. But yeah, overall, I love Elden Ring a lot, and I also I another mixed bag is like the Elden Ring community, like from Soft Bros stuff. Like they can be, they can be a little bonkers.
So I got a friend, you know her as well, Sophie. She does a lot of like challenge runs. Like she's done like raw level 1, like no like armor or anything, like completely naked level 1
Yes.
of the entire game on like New Game Plus 7 and shit. And she still gets comments on her videos saying, "Oh, you use Mimic, you suck at this game. You're not a real Souls fan. Come back when you've done X, Y, and Z challenge." Like I've already done. I've got the entire playthrough on my YouTube. You can see it right there.
That's the thing. I feel like people are just molding when they see other people like doing harder stuff than them and like doing better. Like I don't get it. I don't get it at all. Because one of the first times I was streaming Elden Ring, first playthrough, I was fighting Margit with like a level or two into my vigor. It was like nothing, and I almost had him multiple times. I was down to like the A in Margit, and somebody comes in. Actually, I beat this guy with like no armor and no weapon and no level. So like, why don't you just get good? And I'm like, my guy, do you want like a fucking trophy? Congratulations, random.
I mean, there's a reason why these people
Like,
don't stream their gameplay.
right. It's like, okay,
Right,
good
cool.
for
You
you,
got
I
all
guess.
these accomplishments apparently on Elden Ring, but apparently no fucking personality because no one enjoyed watching you do any of this shit.
That's all you have going for you. First of all, don't believe you. Second of all, like it's just like I don't know. Everyone is allowed to feel accomplished.
I think that is a
or-
problem when you stream it though, because you get like first time chatters that are exactly like that, like all the time when you're playing Elden Ring.
Obnoxious. People are very obnoxious, and I don't understand it. And it sucks because overall, I don't think the community is that toxic. It's just like the loudest people are the most irritating people.
In fact, I've got a story actually. When I was in university and like Dark Souls 3 had like just come out and stuff, there was this one guy who was like really fucking like toxic Souls fan, like, oh, I enjoy Dark Souls because it's difficult and good game design and Miyazaki is my fucking god or want some shit, right? And like he'd always get mad when someone would mention like Skyrim or whatever, like, oh, you play that garbage Bethesda stuff, then you should be playing quality games like Dark Souls. And, like obviously I played Dark Souls 3, I enjoyed it, but every single time it's around I'd mention how much I love Skyrim. I just talk about how, yeah, I'd rather play a game with dragons in it, knowing full well there are dragons in Dark Souls. Like, yeah, I'd rather have like really interesting NPCs, and I'll say things in Dark Souls specifically just to like set him off about it. Like, yeah, I'd prefer NPCs who have like, moral ambiguity and send you on mysterious quests, and then like, later down the line you find out they've died because of something cool twist, and he'd be like fucking
Yeah, he's like, what?
not knowing I've already played Dark Souls.
Oh my god. Good for you. Good for you.
I'm
No,
always the kind of person.
People are very, very weird about their FromSoft games. I don't know what it is. They make it their whole personality that they play on hard mode or something. And I'm like, okay, guy.
You know what my absolute favorite thing about the toxic like Dark Souls like FromSoft community is the fact that so many of them are like really like transphobic, homophobic when like the game is very fucking woke. Marika is trans, she's Radigan. Mikola is trans, he's Saint Trina. There are plenty of gay characters in it as well, but they apparently don't see that shit because they're too dumb to pick up on it.
They're not paying attention. They're not reading the lore.
Skill issue, that's what it is.
Yeah. It's like, why don't you get good and read the item? My guy.
Like shit,
Oh my
Miyazaki
God.
could like put in a fucking pride flag, a quick what item in the game, and they still wouldn't get it.
No, they'd be like, they just choose. They pick and choose what they want to care about, what they want to mauled over, Hey, they're nuts.
Maidenless behavior, that's what it is.
No, but that's the problem. They saw no maidens, and they took personally. They took that to heart forever.
Alright, do you want to close off the video by telling everyone to like and subscribe?
Okay, all right, everybody, don't forget to like and subscribe, hit the bell, hit the button, follow, check out the other links, Ubisoft partner, Secret Lab partner, Humble Bumble Bubble partner, Avatar Obi on all socials, yada 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 yada. Like, subscribe, hit it, newsletter. There's no newsletter. Yeah.
And yeah, comment below who's your favorite boss in Elden Ring. There we go.
Okay. Yeah.